What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Scuf Gaming Showdown. My name's Chris Puckett, and I am joined tonight by one of the best casters in the world. He's coming all the way from Australia. Bioacid is on the line tonight for our showdown between Optic Gaming and Denial. Bioacid, how you doing, buddy? This is a fantastic night to be casting.
I am doing sensational. Obviously, I'm very excited to be here and be a part of this. It's going to be a great showdown match in this Scuf one between, obviously, Optic Gaming and Denial Esports.
It's going to be fantastic. And, of course, this is a game from our MLG Winter Invitational. We invited the 8 top teams in Call of Duty. And Optic Gaming, currently in 4th place, desperately needs some wins tonight because they're in a 6-way tie, basically. 6 teams within 1 match of 2nd place finish or 7th place, depending on how tonight and the other 3 days of competition fare. So Optic Gaming, they need some big wins. In Denial, believe it or not, they're at the bottom of the pile at 9 matches lost, 9 matches lost, only 2 wins so far. So they're looking for a must-need win here in this match as well. We just switched over to the caster mode, so it looks like our players are ready to go. And this is the first time I've had the opportunity to cast with the new broadcast mode since the patch on Tuesday. Have you had any experience so far this week?
I've had a small little touch with it, obviously, not that much, but it's still a very good feature, and they've made some great improvements with it.
I'm excited, man. We finally have a kill feed in the bottom right that we can be rocking with. We can see what the players are using in terms of their classes, so hopefully we'll be able to bring you a little bit of extra knowledge here. And big shout out to MLG Ron, our producers, getting the game ready. Of course, Denial will be playing with Flawless as the new captain. They have Twiz and Fizzerp. And they let go of Assassin recently to pick up Noxide, and I want you to keep an eye out on him tonight. He's coming over from the team FUF as a fill-in. Might be a former, or might be the final fill-in on this team if tonight goes well. Let's see how they kick it off, as Strike Zone Domination is going to be the first game mode. And what else do we have in this series, Bioacid?
So after this one, if it's obviously going to come down to it a bit later on, you will also see S&D Freight and then Blitz Octane. So they're definitely 3 we're going to see first up tonight. After that, if the series must continue, you'll see Domination Octane and S&D Octane. So 3 Octanes in a row, perhaps. 3
Octanes in a row if it gets to game number 5. Do you have an opinion on either of these teams? Who do you have winning the match, and who do you have especially taking this game number 1 on Strike Zone, the short-range map?
Overall series, you're going to have to go with Optic. Just overall, that stats, as you stated before, Optic currently in that 4th position with going 5 and 6 in the total series. Then you got Denial 2 and 9. So going with that stats alone, I am thinking Optic. For this domination one, I saw Denial do an all right job last night up against the FaZe team, but I'm still going to tip Optic.
Still going Optic. I think most of America would agree with you on that one. Of course, Optic, they've had this roster for a while. Denial still trying to find their 4th. Flawless is going to be the player to look out for, in my opinion, on this map for the Denial. But we got to kick it off with Optic Gaming, and I got this guy Clayster on my screen. Let's see what he's doing at the start.
He's going to kick things off. He's going to go straight for the A area instead. So obviously sometimes you would see one fall back and try and break down towards that C area. He's going to have to watch his back, though. And a smart play indeed. Trophy system comes out straight away as his teammates try and make a move and play around. There's the A flag for Optic, and they're currently trying to head up towards that B area, I would think, inside a bar pocket, but obviously it's been taken by Denial, so 2 against 1 right now.
Yeah, they sent Nade Shot and Scumpy straight into B, and it was just shut down by Twiz, who picked up the 2-piece to start the game. Now, Optic Gaming, they have A, but they're going to need to rotate over to C, and Clayster, I still have him on our screen. He's trying to make the move over to C. He will get cut down. Looks like Scumpy is now the player to watch, as he will be on top of the stairs as his teammates secure C.
Yeah, Bose is down there on C, trying to protect as best he can, keeping an eye on that bridge area, plus those bar stairs. As Scumpy's going to head, we'll cut in the kitchen, decides against it, straight into mid, and a nice little cut there. So that's going to give Optic now A and C for the moment. However, C is currently being picked up and taken away. It's being cleared out, while a Noxide from the Denial team will try and jump down there. I think it's taken out as well. Current score 17-13. It's only a 4-point game right now. Still plenty of time left here in the first half.
And I'm already loving the new additions to the broadcast mode. Of course, as you switch through the players, the player you have highlighted, he's going to appear in yellow. The player that you're actually watching is going to be white. And you're going to see Scumpy is going to rotate back to make sure that's clear. Everyone else from Optic falling, and the player to watch at the moment seems to be Twiz. Now on your screen, currently 6 and 4, and he just cleared out B.
He does. He pushes back out through kitchen now. Having a hunt down for a player. So he's one out there at the pro shop. One right in front of him, though, on the stairs. Didn't see him come out and challenge. That's going to cost him his life in the end. So he's going to get the respawn here in just a moment, as the Denial team do have B and A right now. So that's obviously in their advantage. They do have the lead, plus 10 and counting. So right now, Optic have to do a little bit of work and try and come back. Now, 10 points isn't that much. It is very doable. But they have to try and challenge one of these flags before that gap gets even larger.
And Noxide just had a nasty 3-kill spree to lock down A. So Denial cruising against Optic here in the first 2 minutes. They're already passing the 40-second mark. You're going to see 26 points on the board for Optic as they're fighting for B, and some big kills being scored by Scuf and Clayster. Clayster in B will secure that flag.
Quick look at those scores there. So we've still got Flores up high, 6 and 6. And as you said before, Twiz, he was going good, and he's going good still with that 8 and 6. And then over the Optic side of things, 7 and 6 for Clayster and Bose on 8 and 7. So it looks like Noxide here who's trying to get this C flag back and go for that trip cap right now. Try to telegraph the player, but he gets picked up by Scumpy, who came out of that pro shop just to shut him down. Nade shot, however, not having the best of games right now with 1 and 8. So he's got to try and do something here for his team. He challenges out that A flag.
Let's see what Nate is up to. Why is he struggling so much at the start? Of course, he's sticking with his patented MTAR. Currently 2 and 8, gets his 3rd kill there as he picks off Flawless, the AR player behind the boxes. Big kills from Nate Shot now as he is starting to warm up.
You know, it's usually the opposite side of things. The curse of the caster, when you view a player, they usually die. But Nate Shot picking up 3 kills there to help his teammates out a little bit. You still have Optic now. They do have the 2 cap advantage. They've got B and C in their hands. They don't worry too much about A right now, as Nade Shot just trying to clear this pro shop out, thinking someone might be challenging here at C. But as you can see in that top left mini map, no one really in the vicinity at this time. He might go for an A try once again and just distract these players for a short mile, while the Denial boys try and regroup and try and rescue that second flag back.
Yeah, and it looks like Mbos is going to be the last player competing for A. There will be a player up to his right on the stairs. Mbos goes down, and Optic, they're splitting themselves up. They're sending 2 over to A, 2 over towards B at the top C stairs. I don't know what's happening here for Optic. It looks like Denial is just everywhere on the map. Totally have B 100% locked down now, and A is secure as well.
It's going to be almost an end to a half, just over 50 seconds remaining with 73 to 59. So, again, not that large of a lead, 25 points still counting away. While Optic grab a flag back. They are losing C, however, but they're going to try and pick up A at the same time. That'll give them that 2 cap advantage back, but sadly getting shut down there. It looks like it was Clayster who was trying to pick that up by himself. Couldn't do the job, however. So with 30 seconds remaining here, Puck, it's going to be a close one.
I agree, man. 30 seconds left on the clock, as you mentioned. And Optic, they did pull from I believe it was 18-point deficit, now bringing it within just 8. So a strong finish to round number 1. Remember, we are going to finish this first round, take a break, switch sides, and then go at it again for another 5 minutes, adding up the 2 scores. And how big of a lead will Denial have at the half? That is going to be the question. So far, they're up by 9, and it looks like that is what they will finish with, 75 to 84 in favor of Denial. Flawless going 15 and 10 in that first round.
Yeah, large game indeed for the Denial team with Flawless, but also Embo's 17 and 11 with 3 caps to his name. So a great job. However, if you look at the total caps just there, Denial picking up a total of 11 captures compared to only 6 that Optic picked up there. So Denial doing a lot more work with those flags.
Yeah, big shout out to Twiz and Flawless running that objective. And then Embo, 17-11, 3 caps. Clayster, he had 2 caps as well for Optic Gaming. But Optic, they simply got outslayed with the exception of Embos. I think that is going to be the focus of the squad in this second round.
It will be, as these guys will get set up for that next round. Did you say we're going to go for a break though, Puck, and be back at that second half?
You know, I think we're going to stick around. We could take a 30-second commercial break, but it's our first time casting together. Got to give you as much FaceTime as we can here, Bioacid. and you're going to be a busy man in the next couple weeks here. Of course, we have the ACL qualifiers kicking off this weekend, and then a LAN event, an open LAN event to qualify for their regional championship at the end of February, or March 1st, rather. That's going down next weekend in Melbourne. Are you headed there?
I'll be down there in Melbourne as well on the 8th and 9th of February doing that one live with a couple of other guys here from Australia. So it should be a great event.
Very cool, man. Very cool. And what is Australia's take on the U.S. teams? Do they watch these pros regularly? Do they not care about them? What's the thoughts at this point right now, leading up to COD Champs just 2 months away?
Not just with COD Champs, but just all year around. The Australian and New Zealand scene do follow NA and EU a lot. You know, they're right up to date with what's going on for these team changes as well.
Okay.
They're very passionate about COD in general, and they like to keep up to date with what's going on your end. That way, you know, we sort of may get an advantage if they ever jump over for an MLG event. They'll be aware of what these teams do, while these teams may not be aware of what we can do.
Very smart, man. I like it. Well, we got 20 seconds before this next game kicks off. If there's one player on Optic that needs to turn it up to take this side and to take it by at least 10 points, who is that player in your mind?
You know, I would have said Nashot originally because he did have a bad start to that last half. He brought it back a little bit. But I want to see Scumpy really tear it up here in this next half. You know, he's always been known to be able to really hit those big numbers and do the job well. As he decides to break out, looks like he's going to try and push for B, but gets hit with that concussion straight away. Yeah,
that concussion's definitely going to slow him down, but doesn't stop him from getting the first kill of the round. Now a second as a very hot start. Scuf is going to help out with the third as well, as Denial is shut down on their first attack. B also being taken by Optic Gaming. That's Nadeshot in there doing the objective work with Embo.
As Scump on that 3 up on bridge, tries to get the 4, but gets shut down instead. Of course, Fizzo taking him out. So Fizzo's probably going to push down towards that C flag and try and take it away. They will, and they'll capture it very quickly. So a few players must have been in that vicinity. They might be heading for B next. But right now, Denial, A and C flags in their hands. Optics just with that 1 in B at bar. But Scumpy still going all right here. 5-1 right now.
Whoa.
You've got Bose on 1 and 2, but the rest of his team struggling a bit.
Yeah, and Scumpy tried to switch over to that Remington. Didn't work out for him. Nadeshot Clayster yet to score a kill. Finally, Clay does, and he's got the trophy down as he's trying to pick up A. Does not work. Another big kill being scored by Denial. And I want to jump on board with Noxide for a little bit. Let's sit through 1 or 2 deaths with this player and see what he's all about. Because Denial, you know, they kind of had their choice of who they want to be playing with for the rest of this Winter Invitational. They went after Noxide for a reason. Unfortunately, he can't get anything going, basically spawn dying as he tries to lay down that trophy.
Yeah, there's that sort of pro shop, and exactly right. He just got picked up straight away, and you know he's having issues with this ladder on the truck heading up to bridge. He's not giving up, though, finally making his way up there.
Got it.
It took him a fair few attempts, though. Must have been butter on the old fingertips, sliding back down, trying to be like the firefighters, as he just chills back out here at Pro Shot once again, setting up that trophy.
And it looks like he has switched over to the Remington himself, formerly running the MTAR in the first round. And it looks like he's just going to be kind of the player to patrol over to C, and that's exactly where Optic's going to be pushing. They have B locked down. They need to fight for either A or C, and they see some weakness on the C side. Flawless, though, is up on the bridge, and he is currently the player to watch from Denial, as he has 3 possible pickups on Optic who are going for C.
And you'll see Optic right now trying to get those flags back. You do have Clayster down there. Of course, they are losing B at this time, however, so they'll grab C but lose B. So it's an exchange, and Denial probably happy with that. They had a good setup with that protection they had going for A and C in between. And now they've got to do is just change it up to the B side of things, and they'll work out well. Currently 50-31, so a 19-point gap. And of course, as stated, they do already a 9-point lead after that first half. So right now here, Puckett, Optic have to be thinking we have to try and hold 2 flags for at least the rest of the game. Well, not the rest of the game, but a good minute or so just to get them a nice little lead happening.
Yeah, this is not fun if you're on Optic Gaming at this moment. I'm sure it's getting pretty intense in their team chat. Embo's trying to defend himself top stairs. Gonna find 1 player, has 2 more over at C, but he's out of grenades. You see him trying to chuck it. Nothing in his back pocket. Won't be able to find any players down in the pro shop yet. Tries to rotate to A, and everything going wrong for Optic Gaming at this point. Just 1:50 left on the clock, and that lead is continuing to grow as Twiz, currently 13-6, is just slaying his way through this entire Optic squad.
He is. Twiz going large and in charge right now. Of course, Fizz not that far behind. He's at 9-4 as well. But still, everyone from that team is doing a nice little job, and you can't really see the same there from Optic at the moment, but it's only the first game in a best-of-5 series, so we can't count Optic out as of yet.
Warm-up game.
Still remaining. Oh, yeah, warm-up. Exactly. You know, these guys just need to warm up a little bit. Just remember, people, that Denial were up 2-0 in a series yesterday up against FaZe, and then lost the last 3 in that series for FaZe to take it out. So Optic can easily do that as well. We'll just wait and find out. Just over a minute remaining, though. 20-point gap is happening right now here in the second half. So a total of 29 points is that deficit that Optic are down by right now. And Twiz still going all right with that 15-9.
Well, I think at this point, Optic needs the trip cap for the final 50 seconds. I don't see them getting it, so Denial, all they need to do at this point is hold on to one flag. They know it. In fact, they had the A flag contested for a moment. Noxide is going to double back, make sure that that doesn't go down in Clayster's favor. With that kill, I think they've secured A and the game. Let's see who is going to end on top of the scoreboard. Currently, Twiz 17-10, Noxide 13-8 is the second highest score in the game.
Going a very good game all around there from that Denial team. And again, Optic struggling a little bit here, but they have brought it back towards the end. Sadly, just not enough. 20 points still that deficit there with only 14 seconds remaining on that clock. And looking at those scores right now, it looks like Noxide having a very good second half here, especially after what we saw during the start of the second half. He was struggling there a little bit, but to bring that back to a 15-9, it's a great effort.
I'm liking what we're seeing from this brand new Denial squad. Twiz leads the squad in round number 2. 90-68 is our score in that second half. So a blowout victory for Denial on strike zone domination, but we have plenty of games to come. Here is Noxide in your final kill cam. 15-9 is Noxide, 17-11 Twiz, Fizz 11-10, and 13-9 from Flawless. On the other side, you're going to notice no one going positive. And Embos, who had a huge first round, absolutely stopped in the second, held at -10.
Yeah, it was sadly there for Embos, as you stated. He did have an excellent first half, but he struggled there during that second, and he just couldn't find, a nice rhythm to keep him going. -10. It's sad to see, but Optic now down 0-1 in that series. Denial taking the first one out. Of course, we'll be pushing on to the next game type of S&D Freight up next, Puckett, and obviously they'll be changing hosts as well. Do you have any tipping for that S&D on Freight?
Man, S&D on Freight, I'm looking for some snipers to come out in this game mode, and I'm looking for Clayster to drop the most kills in the game. The question is Clayster going to be the only one sniping? Is he going to just be sticking with the Remington? What strategy is Optic going to look to employ? I know this isn't one of their favorite game modes, but it doesn't seem that any of the pros prefer Freight out of all of the maps for S&D. What's your take on this one? After seeing Denial in game number 1, you think they can make it 2-0?
I'd love to see Denial make it a 2-0, and then to see a 3-0 come, a 2-0, then a 3-series comeback there by Optic. It'd be great to see, and you always want to see it come down to that fifth and final game mode. There'll be a question though if Optic are now rethinking of what they've just seen and witnessed by this Denial lineup, and just perhaps maybe looking to change a few things. Obviously, changing hosts as well. They might think, oh yeah, we got this now, guys. Don't worry. But still, Denial might be able to get this next one. If they do that, it'll help their confidence heading into that game number 3.
All right, well, we are heading to a quick commercial break. If you're just joining us, game number 1 was just taken by Denial over Optic Gaming, part of our Winter Invitational. The Scuf Showdown 174-143 in game number 1. We'll be back with Search and Destroy after this.